9197 Wolfpack. This is your boy Tyler 9197, Witcher 9197, Black Wolf 9197, or 9197. Back with another video for you guys, and this time I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on Sony State of Play. So y'all, before I start this video, there's two things I want to say before I start this State of Play video. For one, guys, I hate a lot of the stuff that will show on the State of Play is, it's still available for PS4 because, a lot of people can't get a PS5. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Ever since I got my Series S and then dealt with Gamepad, I have not wanted to touch my PS4 at all, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have not wanted to touch it, like, at all. Like, literally, at all. Like, I still have some games that's either exclusive for PlayStation that I need to get through that I have, or it is some third-party games I got on down there too. But at the same time, it's like, if it's at least the third-party side, I feel like I'd rather play on my Xbox just because next gen. But as a dad, like, I just have not been wanting to play my PS4, y'all. Even though I'm gonna get through my thoughts on this State of Play, but still, as far as anything, y'all, like, I just have not wanted to touch my PS4 and play anything on my PS4. It's like that's the problem when it comes to next gen, y'all. If you have a next gen console, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just don't want to touch that old hardware. You don't care what it is. You just don't want to touch it. And then the second thing I want to talk about is, y'all, is this right here too. Guys, like, if you really are, like, especially you're huge Sony fans, I'm just letting y'all know that, like, y'all got to give Sony a backlash as far for, like, the indie developers, because I've been seeing news and stuff like that from other creators, or just in general, that Sony be treating like their indie developers like crap, and like. And then if you're a Sony fan, like a really huge Sony fan, y'all should give Sony this backlash, no matter how much you love the platform, because, guys, you gotta understand, we need indie developers, because without them, it won't inspire not only, like, they could potentially, or just even big developers to give us better games. Cause this is my thing, y'all. For me, when it comes to indie games, I usually don't really care about playing indie games too much, but there has been some that, like, that could be almost, I could probably say maybe like what, like, I'll probably say like that feels more like a AA, if anything, or there's some that feels like a AAA, but of course it's not AAA, it's still indie. But you guys get my point. Like, for example, I could use like Sable or Tunic. Kind of like, I'm gonna use those games kind of like example. It's like kind of like those AA games. Like, it's not like full AAA, but it gives you that feel of one. And like I said, that's the type of games we need. We need indie games, because I can definitely say now, because like, one, indie developers have like the most creative minds, and they just making what they want to make to give us experience as gamers to try that's different, let alone the big AAA games to know what to expect from them. But yeah, but that's basically I just wanted to say right there, because y'all, like, especially you big Sony fans, like, Sony gotta do better, y'all, especially as a company. It's like, it doesn't matter how good those exclusives are, or how much people want a PS5, or whatever like that. Like, if they doing bad practices like this, y'all, this making me as a gamer, at least in my opinion, because I know this not probably not for everybody, but for me as a gamer, it makes me less likely want to really play on their platform as much, because, like, if you treated your own developers like crap, like, why want to play anything from your console if you, like, what I'm saying? It's like, basically, it's like Sony pushed away these developers and stuff, like, nah, like, we don't, like, basically treat them like they're trash, like, nah, we don't really want y'all. But it's like, how someone like me as a gamer want to play off your platform, and you treat like your own, like, developers to try to make games for your platform, trash. Like, no, like, cause you know what I'm saying. That to me, it's like this. It doesn't matter how many exclusives that you have. Like that, you're gonna drop out that oh, I said I want to play. If you treat like your own developers like crap, that just tells me that in the long run, y'all ain't gonna have much on your platform to play besides some of your exclusives. That seems cool, but if you look compared to look at on Xbox side with Game Pass, there's always something to play, and it's only $14.99 per month, 100+ games. And exclusives. Like, I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave that right there. But alright, y'all. Okay, but let me go ahead and start with this Sony State of Play. Man, like this State of Play. Wow, like y'all, like I ain't gonna lie, I kid you not, y'all, that I had to watch this thing about 3 times. And the reason why is because the first 2 times I tried to watch it, y'all, I kept on falling asleep watching this State of Play. I don't know why this particular video I had to watch 3 times to just watch it fully through 3 freaking times, because y'all, the first 2 times I kept on falling asleep, but it was kind of my fault though too, because I've been watching that. I was trying to watch it late, but still, even if I watch something late, I never had like a really issue like completing the video, because that State of Play was like what, like 30 minutes I want to say. So I usually, even if I watch videos late, usually I don't be so tired to a point that I can't watch it, especially watch it twice and still do the same thing. So I had to watch that thing 3 times to watch that full State of Play. But man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that State of Play, man, it's like really, Sony? Really? Like this is what you're giving us after E3? This what you gave us? I'll at least at the end of the day, y'all, I would at least give them this though. Because it's a State of Play, and this was meant they could go on E3, I give them a little pass on this. Because if this was in E3, man, for Sony fans, that's a slap in the face. Cause like, if you look at E3, y'all, even most of the conference, a lot of them was not the greatest. The only ones that was carrying E3 was Xbox and Nintendo for their showcases. So if Sony came on there and showed that State of Play, literally on E3, man, that would have been a slap in the face, y'all. If I had to be honest, if that was in E3, that would have been a slap in the face. But because it's not, I give them a little slack on this one. But at the same time, though, I feel like, Sony, really? That's your State of Play. This is what you gave us. But anyway, let me go ahead and talk about the games that was on the State of Play. And, you know, of course, after that, I go ahead and give my overall rating of the game. Rating of the showcase. And that's going to be it for the video. Okay, so I believe there's about 7 games out of the State of Play. So I'm just going to try to remember all the stuff at the top of my head. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to remember as much as possible. But I think it was at least about probably 7 games they showed on there. But, okay, but I know one of the first games they were showing was, I think the game was called Moss. It was basically like a mouse VR game. Which, my thing is, it looked like the concept of it looks interesting, because I know that's a sequel from the first one. But man, I feel like if that game was literally a just a regular platformer, I would be more sold to really want to play it. But because it's VR, I'm not knocking VR. To me, y'all, when it comes to VR, I think the concept of it is cool. But to me, VR is still a gimmick. It's not something that I will full on want to play games on end for hours upon hours, or just really game on VR like that. I'm just a traditional gamer. Just give me a controller, I sit down playing off my TV, or say on Switch, playing on my Switch, or playing on the PC, whatever. I'm a traditional gamer. I like to sit down and have a controller in my hand. I just can't have something on my head and just, even though the experience of it is cool, the concept is cool, but just game primarily on that, I just can't do VR like that. I can't. Like, I don't mind trying out VR from here and there, but as far as like playing it like very, very like seriously, like I said, primary, nah. But it does look cool. For the trailer of that game, it does look cool, but it's like, eh. Like I said, it's a VR game, so it's like, it's an instant pass for me. Another game they was showing on there was Trials of Midgar, which look interesting because it's like, you know, it's like looks like kind of like a Diablo style game, but with Norse mythology, which something like I said, look cool. That was something I would try out, because even though I don't play a whole lot of Diablo type games, but I still, you know, I still like them type of games though at the same time. So it's something I would try out, but of course, like I say, y'all, for a lot of stuff that was showing in this state of play, it still don't make me want to go back and play on my PS4 like that. If I'm being honest, it's like I got some backlog on my PS4, but I don't really want to play nothing on my PS4 right now. It's like Xbox just took over for me. Like, especially with Game Pass, y'all. Like I said, if y'all got Game Pass, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, man. Because it just, especially if you have a next gen console, because that's what makes a difference too. If you got that, you really don't want to play your old console. You really don't at all. Like at all. Like I have not really wanted to play anything off my PS4 for a while. I really have not. And then okay, now for another game that they had showed off there was what it was like arcade again, like kind of like Armageddon, but arcade again, something like that. It's something like that. So it's the base of that game gives you kind of like a Fortnite type vibe, type of game, and honestly, that's a huge. When I say huge, it's a huge pass for me, because I do not care about anything about Fortnite. I haven't cared about Fortnite since like around season 1. Like, yes, y'all, it's been that long. Like that's when I used to somewhat be really interested in Fortnite. But now, Fortnite how it is now, I don't fool with that game. That game is a straight up childish game. Like, I mean, obviously I know it was real, like Fortnite was meant for the kids, really, but still, like, that game too childish at this point. I can't mess with that mess. I can't. But the arcade game, I'm just, like I said, it reminds me of Fortnite. It's a huge pass. I really don't care about that game. Another one they was showing, which I'll probably say this is probably like the main two that I was actually interested from watching the watching the state of play. The first one is Fist. Like the graphics on that one looks beautiful, y'all. With that rabbit you play as that had the big old fist, which kind of remind you like the arm like Doomfist have on Overwatch, kind of like that big old arm, robot arm, and you is robot. I mean, not robot. You just rabbit that has a robot arm that looks like kind of like a Doomfist arm. And you just but it's a side-scrolling game, which like I don't know, like I have nothing against it. Like it, like the art style and stuff look beautiful. It looks like a fun game. And that's something I don't mind trying out. But at the same time, y'all, I was like, dang, if this game was more like kind of like a platformer, maybe, like I would be more invested in it. But just because it's just a side scroller, I feel like there's nothing wrong with that being a side scroller, but I feel like, cause like the way they were showing like a cinematic of it and showing like the characters or the details and stuff, it's like because to me it reminds me kind of like that Ratchet and Clank level, like how that game looked beautiful, right? But I was like, dang, if they could have made it like it was more like a platformer, like you actually could run around open world ish type game, I'd be more sold to really want to play that. But like I said, it looks interesting. That's definitely, but at the same time, like it just really depends, and then of course how much it costs too. Because like You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a lot of money, that's an easy sale for me right there. That's just an easy sale game that I will buy it then when it goes on sale, not like full price. If it's nothing too crazy, at least. Now the other game, which actually probably out of this whole state of play that I'm actually interested of, is Shifu. Cause I remember when they showed that, I want to say probably like the last state of play. Not the Horizon one, but like the last state of play. I want to say, I think that's when they showed a little bit of Shifu. Guys, this one for sure, I am more interested of, like, out of the whole state of play was Shifu. Just because, like, I'm a huge fan of martial arts, especially with like kung fu like movies and stuff like that. I love all of that. So seeing Shifu getting those type of vibes, and like, it's just like, and I feel like for the combat from what it's shown in the trailer, looks like I said, like the martial art movies that I like to watch, my kung fu movies or gung fu movies, wherever whatever pronunciation you like to use. But yeah, to me, it feels like authentic. That's the best way I can put it. It feels like, it kind of feel like the authentic, like, martial art styles, how they be fighting, how you counter and this and that. Like, that's what I like right there. And like, seeing that game looks cool. I don't mind trying it out. I noticed it's coming out early 2022, and like I said, depending on the price, I'm definitely interested in actually playing that. But like I said, it depends on that price. And they asking for $70? Heck no. If it's asked for $60, heck no. I'm gonna wait for that thing to go on sale, just like the game Fist. I'm waiting for that game to go on sale too, because I'm not paying full price for no games. Like, no matter how much I'm kind of interested in both of them, but I ain't paying full price for that one. That ain't gonna cut it. Like I said, y'all, when you get Game Pass, that changed a lot. It changed your perspective a lot of spending on some of these games. You be like, man, I don't care how much I want to play it. If it ain't on Game Pass, I don't want to play it. Well, of course that's a lie, though. Cause I am a gamer, so like, some games I feel like it's worth paying the price of whatever it's asking for. I see about it, but one that I can't stand is that $70 price tag. If that was the case, cause I don't know, cause Sony been embracing that $70 price tag, and if no games are $70, that's a heck nah for me. Two of them. 2 heck no's, cause I'm not messing with none of that. Not that $70. Even $60, I don't think they'd be worth for that. But I feel like maybe probably like, I don't know. I can't even say 40, cause to me, it gives me no indie vibes. Like, it's just, like I said, it just depends. But more likely, if my games go on sale, I'll try them games out. More likely then, but it depends. Whenever I get back to play on my PS4, because I don't even know when I'm getting back to play anything off my PS4. Alright, I remember it's 3 more games left that I remember off the top of my dome. If I forgot anything else from the state of play, you can please write down below, because I want to say that all the games I'm saying now is pretty much all of them that I remember that they were showing from the state of play. So I know the other game that was showing was Jet, which is an indie game. At first, when I first tried to watch the state of play twice, even when I was falling asleep to watching both of them the first 2 times, Jet didn't definitely seem like a game I wasn't interested. But watching this 3rd time, like fully watching that whole trailer, I'm a little more interested, because I thought the game Jet was more like, it was just a kind of like a flying simulator. Like, you just flying around, this and that, and that's it. And that's why I was like, it looked good, but I wasn't really interested of it. But seeing that you can get out the ship and stuff and explore and this and that, it got me a little bit more interested of that game. But still, at the same time, it's definitely not something that I feel like that's a must play for me. But like, it's definitely something I'll keep my eye on, especially down the line, if I feel like I have nothing else to play and then it just happens to come in my radar, maybe on a sale or something like that. Or like I said, it just really, a lot of these games too, like that I've been saying, it just really comes down to the price, y'all, because like I'm just not trying to like spend $60 or $70 on games like that, especially now, because like I said, I know I keep on bringing up Game Pass, y'all, but Game Pass makes you spoil. It does spoil you because you just kind of, it just gives you feel like, because all these games you play on Game Pass, right? You just like, you know, those games could either could be equivalent to $60 or $70 games, but you basically playing them for free. And then when you know you're not paying no prices for no games like that, you feel spoiled, because when you go to like in the stores and say like you play on like on Nintendo or like I said on the PlayStation, and you see the price tags for $60 or $70, you just don't want to pay it. And that's how I've pretty much been a while. I feel like, man, Xbox saving me money. But if I had like a PS5 or something, I'll waste more money, especially spending for these games just to play for experiences. So a lot of them, like I said too, is like, it just really comes down to the price. But like I said, with Jet, it seems interesting. I might think about it, but it's not like a must play at this moment for me like that. Alright, y'all. Now the second game I can go ahead and talk about is Hunter's Arena, which honestly, y'all, I personally do not really care as much. I mean, like, you know, it looks like, it seems like it's gonna be pretty fun, you know, but answer that, I just don't really care about it. It just is what it is. Like that's kind of how I kind of view it. Like, it just is what it is, you know. Like, it's nothing to really, I don't know, to me it just feels like nothing really brag about or nothing like that. And it seems like alright, but it's definitely not something I really want to play like that. Alright, y'all, so the last game that I remember from the State of Play, which I feel like I said all the other sets State of Play games that was on the showcase, but the last one, the biggest one that they showed for the State of Play is Deathloop. And I would say, y'all, like, I'm very excited for Deathloop, but of course, like I'm saying, like, I'm not really in a rush to really play this game because, one, backlog, because I got plenty of it, and then two, it's a time exclusive, so it's gonna come on the Xbox, and I'm gonna be ready to play it on Game Pass. Like, that's how I feel with Deathloop. But watching the trailer and stuff, the game looks amazing. It looks really cool. I would probably say out of anything for the State of Play, like, Deathloop was definitely the highlight of that whole entire thing. And like with Deathloop, like, every time I look at Deathloop, it just reminds me kind of like a, you know, it's like Dishonor. That's what it reminds me of. It gives me that Dishonor vibe, but its own thing. But, you know, but it's more action based instead of like stealthy. Like, you can be stealthy, but it's more action based. Because, you know, when you play Dishonor, it's more kind of about stealth. But you can be aggressive too, but it's more on the stealth side. And then with the character Colt, he even do the teleport just like Corvo from Dishonor. So it's like, that's the vibes I get from watching Deathloop. But it's like I said, overall, I know that game gonna be good. I can't wait for it. But of course, like I said, I'm gonna wait, literally wait, once it comes to Game Pass, let alone me spending, like, for Sony, that game, I know more like it's gonna be $70, and I ain't paying $70 for that game, which I know I can get it on Game Pass for free, like, pretty much for the most part. But overall, y'all, I think that's pretty much it. That was like all the games that was on the State of Play that at least I can remember on top of my head. I still give credit to the developers for making all the games that was shown on the State of Play, y'all. I still give them credit because I know development is really hard for them, trying to make a game that, you know, gamers could enjoy and just overall just make the best experience possible. of like, you know, what they got in the time that they have, or probably how many years they worked on it, I still will give them props, y'all, because I feel like a lot of games on the state of play I didn't really care of as much, but I still want to give credit to the developers that they worked their butts off to bring us the best experience possible. Because I don't want to be like too hard to say like, oh, none of these games interest me at all, like kind of be negative with it, because I still want to give props to the developers that making these games, you know, that work really hard on these games for people to enjoy. But at the same time, like, you know, a lot of them I just didn't really care for the state of play, and the biggest one was Deathloop. But like I said, I'm gonna wait for that one comes on Game Pass. But like I said, that's pretty much it, y'all. If I had to rate the state of play out of 1 out of 10, y'all, honestly, I'll give it like a 5 out of 10. Like, y'all, it was just average. Like, the state of play was not the best for Sony, if I'm being completely honest. It was average at best. Like I said, besides, like, you know, of course, there's few highlights of some of the games I was talking about, like, you know, like Deathloop, Fist, Shifu. Like, besides that, like, overall, it was just average. Like, this, it was like whatever. Like, it was just literally like the whatever type games. But overall, like I said, it was just average. Like, that's basically it. Cause I mean, the best one they done for state of play was probably like the Horizon, but after that they gave us this, and it's like, really, Sony? Like, really? Like, this your state of play? Like, dang! Like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't went to E3, because if they showed this at E3, it would have been disappointing as far as news wise, because it's just like, dang, Sony, you had nothing. No God of War show, maybe a little bit of Horizon, but I mean, they did show enough for that state of play, so I feel like, I guess that's fine. But still, like, just something. Like, really, Sony? Like, something. Hey, what are you about Ghostwire Tokyo? Like, even though I know that's gonna come in Game Pass eventually too, because I think that game also have a year time exclusivity, I think, too. Yeah, like, what about that game? Like, where's gameplay for that? Like, you know. But overall, like I said, it was average to me, and that's pretty much it. But what are your guys' thoughts on the state of play? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you like me, you kind of mixed with it? Because I'm very more mixed with it. Like I said, it's average, but I'm still mixed, because there is a few, like I said, the few honorable mentions from this thing, but it was alright. The state of play was not that great, in my opinion, at least. But alright, Black Wolves, this is the end of the video, so please go ahead, hit the like, the bell, subscribe, and I say this to all of my other videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so you can join the 9197 Wolfpack. This is a fun kickback gaming channel which has the greatest community in the world, which is you guys, the Black Wolves. So go ahead and spread the word to your friends and family who likes gaming, so they can go ahead and join the Wolf Pack, because everybody's welcome to the pack. And all I gotta say, y'all, just stay tuned for the WitcherCon video, which will come out the next day by the time you're watching this video. And like, but I would at least tell y'all this, because I checked it out. Like, I just like, by the time you're watching this video, I kind of start watching a little bit of it, and I can see I think there's about like 2 streams, I want to say, and they're really freaking long. So, like, when I do the WitcherCon video, y'all, it's just gonna be a straight up summary video. Like, I'll probably just talk about like the few highlights that I got from it, and that's gonna be it. Cause I can't talk about literally everything on it, cause the only thing's gonna be long, and I just need to give you all just like my highlights out of it, and that's all I'm really do. And also stay tuned for gameplay of new Super Lucky's Tale and Perfect Dark Zero, because they're coming. They're coming. I don't know when, but they're coming out. If anything, they should come out sometime this week. But still, like, you know, just stay tuned. That's all I'm pretty much saying. Alright, guys, I love y'all. Peace. God bless y'all. TGDS 9197 out.